Sydney, just take me through the moment.
Yeah, I knew there was very little time left on the clock, and I knew I had to get it up. And honestly, I didn't know if I was going to get it out. So.
And the feeling when it happens, just
I just can't believe that it went in. Honestly, still, I'm just in shock. Honestly.
Did you know exactly how much time you had left, or did you just know you had to shoot?
I looked at the last time I looked at it, I had 3, but that was before I picked up the ball, so I knew I probably had 1.
And Sydney diving on the ground and somehow bumping it up to you too.
Yeah.
How did you see that coming?
I just spaced away and knew to get open, and she tipped it right to me, so it was honestly perfect.
You had missed a couple 3-pointers there late in the game, but obviously that didn't discourage you. Talk about just getting back out there and do it again.
Yeah, Coach Mosh just kept everyone on the bench just kept telling me to shoot it and just stay confident, and it really did help because when you miss a couple, you think, oh, I want to take that shot again. You saw me lip fake a couple times and try to get to the basket, so I knew I had to shoot it, and I did.
Can't imagine that's the way it was drawn up. Just kind of what was it supposed to be there?
Yeah, honestly, we were running a play that wasn't even. I was just supposed to stand over there and reverse it. So it kind of just got discombobulated when I couldn't get it at the point, and because one of us on the wing. So whenever I wasn't there, I think we all were just looking around and what to do because we were expecting me to have the ball to point that play.
You had a lot of hugs with what looked like family afterwards. Just on how special is just that moment to have them there to see you kind of hit that shot?
Yeah, it was really special. My mom, and this is the first game my brothers actually got to come to, so it's really special having them all here. And my mom's my high school coach, so I love sharing these moments with her.
I imagine you're going to make your brother come to every game now?
That's what they were all saying up in the stands, is that he's going to be here every time. So.
Have you ever hit a buzzer beater to win before?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think I've hit shots like late in the game, maybe, but in high school, but I don't think I've ever hit one.
Just considering that this is the team that was picked to have you guys in the conference this year, and you knew that you're going to have them here, have them at Drake. How big of a win is this for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think this was a really big win. We kind of struggled a little bit on the road, just like finding who we were a little bit last weekend. So this was a really big bounce back for us. It was really important to get this win, just as a statement, and especially on our home court.
Emily, when you guys were down by 7 points there with a few minutes left, what was the mentality? You knew you were still in it, obviously, but you just kept whittling away that lead.
I knew that I just had to rebound every ball that came out that didn't go in, and I knew that if I got every board, maybe got my teammate a second chance, I got a second chance, got fouled. I knew that there was nothing else they could do but try to foul me at that point, but. I just knew I needed to get every single board. Obviously,
Sydney's shot's going to get some attention, but you go 8 for 12 from the free throw line was huge down the line.
Yeah, I can't do the last time I ever was that high.
Don't jinx her.
Right.
Just how important was that, for you to be able, both you and Bryce really down the line when the shooting wasn't quite there to be able to get that done at the line?
It was a huge confidence booster for me, especially because free throws is something I really struggle at in the past, and it's something I've really worked on to get better at. And I think Bryce and I really showed some toughness to get to the free throw line, and that's exactly what helped us win. Besides,
it looked like you had your confidence when you walked up there that you had it.
Yeah, it's getting a lot better over time. We practice a lot of free throws.
You guys kind of rolled with the punches tonight. I mean, you guys got out to that really good first quarter lead, and they just came back, and every time they seem to get like a 1-point lead, you guys go on a run, and then even when they get a 7-point lead there with a minute 19 left, you guys were able to go on that run. Just what's kind of say about the team right there?
I think it's given us a lot of confidence. Drake's a good team, and we knew they was not going to go down easy, but we played together so well as a team when we play as a team that it's unbelievable. And I think tonight really showed how great of an actual team we are. There's no I in team on this team.
How special is it to see Sydney get that moment?
Oh, it's I just love game winners are so awesome, and no matter who it is. And today was Sydney's night. The other night was Jasmine. It just shows that anything can happen at any given moment.
Pretty good birthday present?
What?
Pretty good birthday present?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The best birthday present.
Just for both of you, I know you remember that game last year. The last game you lost at home was to Drake, and you were right in the thick of the conference battle. it's a little bit extra special tonight, being able to kind of, avenge that loss in a way.
I mean, yeah, I'd say so. It's definitely a big win. We know that we're going to battle the top all year. So to get one under our belt is definitely really important this early in the season.
Yeah, and I think our fans were a huge
It was loud in
huge
there,
part
too.
of why we did so well. Like, there was at the end of the game, you just saw everybody was on their feet. Not one person was sitting down, and it's just that this type of environment to play in is the best environment that you could ask for. And I think the crowds are a huge reason why we play well.
You had kind of a tough preseason, played a lot of games and traveled. And how do you think that prepared you to get started in actually your conference?
I mean, I just say playing that type of competition just makes it a lot easier. You know, we've played in so many close games this year. So, I mean, being at Oregon State and having 6,000 people yelling at you when it's a 5-point game, it's the same thing we just did out here.
Right.
So, but at this time it was different because we've had that experience.
You guys look at, the polls and you see like how far up Oregon State is, and you're like, we played with those guys, and could have beat them.
Yeah, that was.
I'd say there's definitely like a couple possessions we've looked at Oregon State game and we were like, we could just have like those 3 possessions back. But you're always going to say that in a loss. So
If we could have the first 5 minutes back in the third quarter.
yeah. Yes.
Sydney, for this to be the second buzzer beater in the last week, is this kind of going to be a habit with you guys? Are you guys enjoying this too much, or?
I hope not. I hope we can pull away and make it a lot less stressful for everybody. But it was definitely fun. It brings a lot of energy to this gym, and it's really exciting.
Well, still trying to get my heart rate down. That was just an amazing finish, honestly. It was an amazing game. I think our fans got all, their money's worth, and I think they enjoyed the game and everybody watching it on TV. I mean, it was exciting. I just was really happy to see us get back to our competitiveness, our intensity. I thought we came out on fire for about a quarter and a half there. And, we were on both ends of the floor. We were locking up defensively, and we were scoring offensively in a variety of ways. Now, I knew Drake was going to punch back. They're a great team. They're a really good team, and they're really, really versatile. And they did punch back multiple times, and I just was proud that we didn't get down. We got down on the score, and we came up and we took the lead. Then they took the lead, and it was back and forth. And just the way we persevered through adversity was just, I'm just so proud of them, and then to come down to that last second shot, it was just an amazing finish.
Is that exactly the way you drew it up?
I can't take any credit for that last second shot. Honestly, I knew that they were going to take Willie away, which is what they did, and they were going to be on Bryce. They almost had 2 people on Bryce, but I drew up the play for Emily. And Emily was open, but Bryce was a little nervous making that pass in there because she had so much pressure on her. And I just wanted to get a high percentage shot with Emily, but Bryce didn't pass it to Emily, even though I was screaming there. Passed it to Emily. And then Wilson just continued to play, and she just flashed. Bryce passed it to Wilson. Wilson tried to drive it, fumbled it, but she was able to get it out to Manning, who hit that crazy shot. And, that actually was a high percentage shot because she was shooting 50% from the 3 in the game. But, I mean, honestly, that was just players making plays at the end of the day.
For her and for Sydney to be able to do that, just kind of what does that mean to you as a coach to see her have that moment?
I mean, it's awesome. That kid, she, her confidence had gone up and down this season, and I just kind of keep encouraging her because I think she's such a versatile kid. She's not just a shooter. People think she is. She can handle the ball. She's playing the point for us, and she's a good defender. She had some huge defensive plays down the stretch, and, I just am so proud of her, just kind of seeing her evolve. And I know she had some good games last year as well, but a lot of them struggle with confidence, and I think that William Jewell game really, really helped her get back in rhythm, and we just got to keep her there because she's playing some great basketball right now.
Are you kind of, I don't know if the word's amazed by the way your team is able to fight there still? I mean, 1:19 left, you guys are down 7, and you're able to come back and win that.
No, I mean, actually in the locker room, a lot of them were yelling, "Special situations, coach," because we practice special situations. We practice pressure situations as well. So, I mean, if you watch really the majority of our games this year, we've had a lot of poise down the stretch, whether we're up or down. So obviously that's a lot of points to be down in a little bit of time, but no, I'm actually, I expect that from them. We got a mature group that went deep in the tournament last year. We've proven ourselves a bit here in this non-conference, so I don't want anybody to panic and freak out. We practice things like that. We've been there before. So I just expect us to continue to have poise down the stretch. But, I mean, Manning just had no hesitation. She knew the clock, and when it left her hand, I just knew it was good. It was pretty coming off, and she just had a lot of confidence in taking it. So, I mean, I almost, like, I feel like I almost passed out. It's just like dropped down. What just happened? But no, it was an exciting moment.
You talk about special situations, 3 Valley games, 2 buzzer beater wins. So I imagine if you had it your way, it'd be more comfortable at the end, but still pretty exciting, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, if you get a W, that's really what matters. But it's crazy to have that, you know, and some people never have that in their lifetime. You know, you remember those moments for the rest of your life. And Jazz having one at the buzzer, Manning having one at the buzzer, I mean, they'll remember that for the rest of their life. So I love that they have that moment and our team has that moment, but I would appreciate it if we could cushion ourselves a little bit and get the easier wins. But again, I mean, I came into Missouri State and also came into the Valley on a historic year. I mean, these teams in the Valley are very competitive. Our conference RPI is as high as it's been in I don't know how many years. And we have, you know, 8 teams that have winning records in a non-conference. So I expect, and I told our team, every game is going to be competitive. You know, every game is going to be a dogfight, and we're going to get everybody's best shot. So I just want us to continue to prepare, execute the game plan, and not play the front of the jersey. You know, we were really, really hyped for Drake and probably you and I, and then the next game, if it's not a Drake, are we going to come out with the same energy? That's the challenge I have for them. Because I feel like if we play like this at Loyola or at Valpo, who are great teams and played great games against us, it wouldn't have been as close because I thought we played with a different intensity tonight.
Sydney Wilson's pass, if you want to call it that, from the ground, just what's going to kind of say about her and how impressive was that to you to see?
I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I always say, just keep playing. We can put you in positions to score as coaches. If something goes wrong, they double you, they take it away, we got to keep playing. Don't leave your teammates out to dry. And Sydney Wilson did that because Bryce was kind of stuck. I mean, she didn't want to make the pass, and then she's trying to figure it out, and Wilson just flashed, you know, to try and make something happen. And, you know, she tried to drive, and then they cut her off, and then she saw Manning. So I just like the fact that, you know, they respond and they're poised. You know, if you were in a panic situation, we don't even get a chance to get the ball to Manning. And these are some, you know, young players doing that. Those are 2 sophomores. So I just think that, you know, if we can continue to get our bench involved like this and producing, you know, sky's the limit for this team.
You talk about how special that finish was. There's a stretch of 1 for 16 from field goals down the end, but Caleb and really Gardner as well stepping up huge at the free throw line, something Gardner's kind of struggled with. How special was that to see her step up in that pressure situation and get the job done where she could?
It was huge. I mean, when she missed the one, she started freaking out a little bit, and then you could see her talking to herself, and we were talking to her from the bench. And then she just started relaxing and just shooting her shot, and I thought she did a good job with that. And Bryce, you know, we were trying to get Bryce to go downhill because we were in the bonus. And we just were trying to get people in foul trouble and just trying to get easy points with the clock stopped, to be honest. And Bryce was doing a good job. I mean, she goes 8 for 10. Those are huge, you know, and people might just look at that last second shot and be like, oh, you know, Sydney Manning won the game. Now, technically, I guess you could say that, but I think part of the game was won in the first quarter and a half, the way we came out with that kind of intensity and defensive focus. And then the way that Bryce kind of put the team on her back and was getting to the free throw line, stopping this clock and giving us a chance. You know, those are things. And even just Willie just being on the court. I mean, she draws so much attention that now other people are open. So I just think, you know, there's the beauty of this team is you just never know whose night's going to be. I think everybody has an integral part, and we just got to keep sharing the ball and playing with that energy and synergy.
You like to look at the big picture on a lot of things and the outcome of the season and everything. Just how big is this getting a home win against probably the best team remaining on your schedule go for you guys right now in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, I mean, I do like to look at big pictures, but I do also break them down just to, you know, the game, the next game, and things like that. But this is huge. I mean, honestly, it really is. At this point, Drake has the loss, you know, and if we slip up somewhere, at least we're not behind them, you know, at the end of the day. So we just got to continue to take care of our business. You know, Drake has run the table a lot in this league, and I just think, you know, they're a great team, and winning at home is important to us because we want to go undefeated at home, but winning against, you know, one of the teams we're picked first and second is just going to help you at the end of the day. It's going to help you get a conference title, regular season title, and it's also going to help you for seeding in the tournament.
Coach Cindy told us she knew exactly how much time she had to get rid of the ball. How much of that is basketball IQ and instinct, and how much of that late clock situation is something that you guys practice?
I mean, I think I think it's a little bit of both, but honestly, I think we got high IQ kids, you know? I don't even really want to take credit for that. Like, I just think, you know, we put them in positions to be successful. We try to simulate stuff in practice, but we got kids that make plays, you know? And I'm just proud of her that she knew how much time was on the clock, and she was able to have the confidence to make that play and not look for, oh my gosh, I got to get to Bryce or Willie or whatever. You know, she knew she had to get that shot off. So I really just want to give her credit, you know, her credit for having the IQ, Wilson for having the IQ as well to flash and help Bryce out, since they were all, you know, their defensive scheme was to take away Bryce and Willie. You know, we just had two kids that made plays.
You talked about different pieces doing their part for the win. I feel like I'd be amiss if I didn't ask you about the energy that was in there from the fans. You get 3,000 out here who fought kind of through some tough weather to still come out and support the team, and they're a big part of, you know, kind of bringing the energy and rallying behind the team, I feel like.
For sure. They were like our sixth man today. I mean, they always are, honestly. That's why playing at home is important. That's why we are undefeated at home right now. And for them to come through the, you know, the weather out there and still show up, I think if it wasn't for the weather, we would have had a, you know, real packed house. But that was a great crowd, and it was a loud, engaged crowd. You know, so when Drake was going on their runs, they were cheering us on, and then when we were going on our runs, it was electric in there. And that always helps you, you know, kind of get over the hump. So I just appreciate Lady Bear Nation coming out and just continuing to support us, because I think, you know, we're getting more and more fans, and people are getting, there's a lot of excitement here in Springfield, and they're getting behind the ladies. And, you know, that only just continues to motivate our players and myself and my staff.
How do you entertain playing probably the other top team in our conference right off the bat and getting this result? How do you feel about not getting into it a little bit further, but just right off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that we played them early, and this is a big weekend, actually, you know, because you got the top three preseason pick teams, you know, playing each other pretty early in Valley play. But I think it's good. I think, you know, especially if you come out on the side we came out on, you know, it adds to confidence, you know, for our players, you know, because I know, you know, they all believe that we can win a conference title and then go on and win a conference tournament championship like we did last year. But, you know, there's some good teams you got to go through. So if we have some early success against a Drake, even if it comes down to a last-second shot, we still played a great game. We still started out really well and did a lot of great things. Then it just builds our confidence for the next one, you and I, you know, then the next one. So I just think it's, you know, rather than playing Drake late in February for the first time or middle of February, I think it's good. Just get a taste of that now and get some success and just keep moving through the conference.
Anything else? What were you told on the intentional foul? We were all confused.
Yeah, so apparently, I just was not, personally, I wasn't aware of this rule, but I guess you have a certain time period where you can go back and review. So apparently about 4 possessions before, Jasmine wasn't even in the game when they reviewed it, they said that Jasmine pushed one of the Drake players with 2 hands on a rebound. I guess the ball was in the air and she pushed them out of the way. So they called it. They went back. Jenny was still mad about it, I guess riding them about it. So they went back and reviewed it a couple possessions after it happened.
You're kidding.
And that's what the intentional foul. Yeah, so I didn't even know about that rule, and the ref said, yeah, we have a time period, we can review it. And at that point, I mean, obviously I was like upset, but at the same time, what are you gonna do about it? So I was just like, yo, we have to respond, just, you know, because Jasmine's like, I'm on the bench, what do you mean? And, you know, so I guess that's a rule that we know now, and, you know, we just have to weather that storm, and we did.
Weird.
Yeah.